Hello, everybody. Welcome in to the NBA Front Office Show. I'm Trevor Lane. Busy day around the NBA. Like always, we got a number of things we're going to get into. A little bit of drama with my Lakers. We'll talk a little bit about that. Plus, the Anthony Davis trade front, the Detroit Pistons. Boy, the Pistons are playing some great basketball. A lot of things for us to dive into today. Before we do, a quick reminder, do subscribe right here to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on those notifications as well and follow us over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Joining as always is Keith Smith. Keith, never a dull moment in the NBA. We got a lot to get into today, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. In the NBA, sharing some really encouraging data. 60 million people have watched games on the major networks here: NBC, Peacock, Amazon, ESPN. That's pretty great. There, I don't fully understand the social media views, but there's billions of those happening too, which is pretty cool. So, tells me there's a lot of interest in the league, and part of it is every night we get like great games. There's been so many good games this season. Did you see this the first time in like 10 plus, there more than a decade, I think it was, that we've had 6 buzzer beaters in the first month of the season,
Really?
which is also pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, we got one last night with Nick Vucevic beating the buzzer in Portland to win a game. Their Bulls hanging in there, playing pretty well. That
was a big win for them. They had lost 5 in a row, I think, up to that point, and then they got the win over Denver, and now they beat the Blazers at the buzzer. It was a big shot. And you know what, Keith? Vooch is going to get all the credit, and rightfully so. That was a hell of a pass from Kobe White,
big time. I put that out on the basketball bulletin. That it was like Vooch made the shot, but Kobe White set this all up. So yeah, really good stuff. Check that out too. We got that going on with the game notes going up as well. But yeah, we are flying here, and this is going to be a very quick show because we've got just a million things happening. We'll talk. Yeah, this is the big topic. Came out yesterday. As you guys know, we took yesterday off. Mavs going to explore trading Anthony Davis.
Should I put a question mark on it because of what Mark?
Because there's a source off. Right? Yeah, because then the subsequent reporting is Mark Cuban's involved, and he says, no, we're not. Like, we're not going to trade. But, of course, if you want to get good value, you say, no, we're not interested in trading that guy. So my guess is it's more of a, hey, we'll listen. And if the right offers come, we'll move Anthony Davis. Like, I think that's probably where it is. I don't know that they're calling the other 29 teams daily saying, you want AD? Hey, you want AD? You want him now? You want him now? I think Mark Stein's had the most measured reporting on this is AD has to get back on the court first before the Mavs can get any kind of real value for him. And that's that little minor thing of actually playing basketball, that's probably going to matter too.
Yeah, that certainly would help. I mean, there have been comments about that from different execs that, they're going to need to see significant time on the floor from AD. Look, I expect the Mavs to explore trading him. I think that's going to happen. If you're Mark Cuban, of course, you need to come out and say, oh, no, we love this guy. We're not going to trade him. It's the same thing. I don't buy that the Jazz aren't going to consider trading Lauri Markkanen at the trade deadline. I'm not saying they will trade him, but are they going to consider it? Hell yeah, they're going to consider it. Should they tell anybody? No, they shouldn't. You have to put out there, no, we love this guy. We would never trade this guy. This guy is awesome. He plays basketball great. He's the most fun guy to be around ever. He makes wonderful waffles in the clubhouse for everybody. You want to present it as you can never see getting rid of this guy. Well, okay, I guess if you offer that much, then we will. So I'm not surprised that Cuban has that take on it, but I do think that there's a pretty good chance that AD is indeed on the move. Now, I saw going around earlier today, and I could be I'm misremembering where it came from, but the basic talking point was AD could shift the balance of power in the Eastern Conference if he went to certain teams. Do you agree with that? Is he still that level of impact player?
He told me he's healthy and available for the playoffs. Sure. Yeah, I think Anthony, he's still one of the most impactful defensive players in the league. Offensively, he's got to be kind of in the right place. It's got to be a spot that's not going to say, hey, you have to shoot 3-pointers or you have to only play down around the rim. They have to kind of let him do his thing where he likes to kind of live in the middle. And if that's okay, and you can build an offense around that, sure. But yeah, again, let's see him get on the floor. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see him get kind of really healthy and ready to go here, and then we'll see. But yeah, I mean, the East is we're going to talk about the Pistons in a minute, and I don't want to disrespect the Pistons at all and what they've done, but no one is waking up each morning and looking up and the Thunder are an absolute machine. I think teams are like, all right, Detroit's pretty good. But I think if you're the Cavs, if you're the Knicks, you're feeling like, all right, they're playing well, but we're still this kind of runs through us. But if the right kind of team got AD, yeah, all of a sudden now, whoa, wait a minute, things are really different because the East does not have the Thunder and the Nuggets and the Rockets who have kind of really separated in a sense at the top of the conference.
Right, exactly. So if an East team were to get in there, what team? I mean, obviously it depends on what the trade is, but what's like the ideal? Whoa, this takes that team to a next level landing spot for AD.
I mean, it is kind of Detroit, especially if they could do it without having to give up, because they're certainly not giving up Cade Cunningham there. And if you didn't have to give up Duren in a trade like that, I don't think you would want to. So then, yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good group to go into a playoff series with, again, assuming AD's healthy. Trying to think.
What would you be willing to give up if you're Detroit to make that happen? Especially knowing that he's an old 32.
Sure.
He's going to be 33 in March. Like, are you, and given the youthfulness of the Detroit core, like that's going to be a factor with all of that. So what should they be willing to part with? Living an active and healthy lifestyle isn't always easy, and finding time to cook is tough when you've got work, kids, relationships, and everything else going on. It can be overwhelming. Factor gives you the ability to stay active without succumbing to a quick cheat meal. 2 minutes in the microwave and you're done. Boom, you've got a meal that supports the lifestyle you're trying to keep up with. And if you're a picky eater like me, there's great news. With an expanded menu, Factor is making accomplishing your wellness goals even more exciting. They've doubled the size of their menu to 80 plus rotating weekly meals. Everybody, even me, can find something that you're going to like on Factor, including 2 times more high protein meals that feature items that customers have been loving, including beef fillets, turkey, shredded beef, and meatballs. Plus, there's a new meal customization option that allows select proteins to be swapped at no additional cost. For example, if you love chicken and hate pork chops, you could swap those for free. Factor allows you to enjoy more nutritious and balanced meal options tailored to a wider range of health goals so you can reach them with ease while adding exciting flavors to the menu so you can enjoy nutritious meals without compromising on flavor. I've truly enjoyed Factor. Super simple, super easy, and super good. I think you guys should check them out. You can head to factor75.com or click the link in the description below and use code CAPSPACEFB50 to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code CAPSPACEFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Go check out Factor today.
Yeah, I mean, I would do Tobias Harris has to be in the deal just for salary matching purposes. So Harris, one of Thompson or Holland, and then probably a couple picks. And the only reason why I'm even willing to give up that much is because Detroit would still have a lot left behind after that. And then you'd have to fill in with salary from there to make up the rest of it. But yeah, and I can also, I mean, let's just jump there because we're already talking Pistons. They basically said, hey, we're in no rush to make a major trade. Like they want to see what they have. And it's important to note, all over the last year, as they took the major step forward, and now we're a month into this season, that we still have not seen what was thought to be their ideal starting lineup of Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, Tobias Harris, and Asar Thompson. They've not played a single game together yet in the year plus now that this group has kind of been moving up in the ranks. So I get it if I'm the Pistons. I'm not in a rush either. And I would look at it also and say, hey, we're in first place in the East without all of that. Like we're doing okay. But knowing I still have that kind of in my back pocket if I need to. And it probably gives them some comfort too. Tobias Harris hasn't played much this year due to injuries, and that's $26.6 million in expiring money. They would have an awful lot of interest to a whole bunch of teams around the league if Detroit wants to start offering that contract player up with some draft capital as well.
Yeah, and if you're the Mavs, this would be a step towards fully we're going to commit to building around Cooper Flag. That would naturally springboard you into a conversation about what happens with Kyrie Irving, what happens with Klay Thompson, what are there other ramifications here? But some big decisions clearly to be made by the Dallas Mavericks here between now and the trade deadline. Anthony Davis trade potentially being one of them if they decide to move on. This is what, aside from just kind of clearing the air around the organization and all the, the distrust from fans and all of that. And man, if you listen to Mavs fans right now, they are so upset with what's happened still. But Nico is gone. Now it gives you the opportunity to really take a fresh look at their situation and just decide, hey, what's happened has happened. The past is the past. What is now the best path forward for us? And if that is less than a year after the trade, flipping Anthony Davis for future picks when the trade was done to win right now, if that's now the hand that you're dealt and the best thing for you to do, you can do that now that you've got new decision makers in place.
Yeah, this is not a try out your new mattress for several months, and if you don't like it, we'll take it back. Like, there's no takebacks. They can't call the NBA and say, actually, let's undo the Luka trade because we fired the guy who made it.
Oh, if they could, they would.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hey, we found something on the physical a year plus later. Let's undo this trade. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So, I mean, I wrote this about the Pelicans, but it applies here as well. Can't put spilled milk back in the bottle. And the best way to ruin your cereal is pour orange juice in there instead. Just move forward, right? Like you can't undo things that were done. You just have to move forward and get going in a different direction. And if they feel like with whoever takes charge of the front office, the right thing to do is trade Anthony Davis to reset the organization. And if then that means Kyrie and Klay Thompson and maybe Daniel Gafford, maybe Caleb Martin, Najee Marshall, like just keep kind of going down the veteran list. If those guys want to go too, all right, great. Then we're going to do everything to reset around Cooper Flag. It's that's how we move it forward. Like I have no issue with that, and I'm not going to scream and yell about well, then you gave up nothing for AD, or you gave up Luka for nothing.
Right.
That's not. I mean, yeah, but that's not how it works, right? You can't undo it. So you just got to move forward in the way you think best.
All right, let's move on here. We'll talk a little bit about now. We went in depth just moments ago for Lakers Nation into the Lakers front, which Keith, I am just now realizing we are halfway through the show. I never changed my background.
Yeah, I saw it. I didn't want to say anything.
I completely forgot. Here
we're scrambling today, guys. This is a very scrambled and rushed episode because I have to leave very soon, and we've just got a lot going on today.
Okay, now we are officially on the front office show. I changed the background for everyone. Okay, so we did talk about this for Lakers Nation, and we spent a good 15 or so minutes on it. So much more detail over there if you want to check that out on the Lakers front office shakeup. But the gist is Joey and Jesse Buss have been terminated from their positions in the organization. They will still maintain ownership of their minority ownership stake of the team, but no longer in their roles with the clubs. They're obviously not happy with the situation, felt like it was a long time coming, believe that this is not a Mark Walter decision. This is more of a Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka thing. Obviously, there's two sides to every story. And so we'll see what the Lakers side of this is. But a big change here for the team. Joey and Jesse have been in their roles for a while, and the majority of the scouting department also let go. So a pretty significant shakeup, especially, Keith, and we talked about this on Lakers Nation, but just giving the timing of the NBA calendar right now, the team's 11-4 at the moment. They're winning games.
Yeah,
so this, while it may not have caught them off guard, this definitely caught us in the media off guard.
Yeah, it's just weird timing. Like you said, I mean, this is a key moment in the scouting calendar. For those who don't know, this is not two guys getting fired from ceremonial positions where they're basically shaking hands and kissing babies at games. Like Jesse Buss was a big part of the scouting department. Joey Buss ran South Bay, also part of the scouting and development group when you run the G League team. So, and those groups have had success. As much as, I like to pick on the Lakers for a lot of things, they have done well on the margins with building a roster. When you've had extremely expensive teams, it's weird. Now, the Luka thing's completely different. But some of the big stuff hasn't always worked for the Lakers. A lot of the smaller stuff has worked way better than anybody could have imagined for them. And a lot of that was, part of the scouting work and the work through the G League. So this is more than just a, couple guys got let go and told like go away and just, we'll send you a check each month. These are actual real front office shakeups and the scouting staff being let go. This key moment in college basketball with you've got over Thanksgiving, you've got all these major Thanksgiving holiday tournaments where you have scouts go because it's a great chance to catch 8 teams all at once in one place without having to kind of look around and travel, to 6, 7, 8 different places. You could get them all there for several days and watch some of these big time prospects. So odd timing for sure. We'll see, there'll be a lot more to come on this. This is still very much a live developing story, and we'll cover it as it all comes out.
And guys, if you want more detail on it, we spent a good 15, 16 minutes or so over on the Lakers Nation YouTube channel. It's linked in the description down below. You guys can check that out. I'm sure most of you are probably aware of the channel. If you're watching this show, I know we get a lot of crossover, but we did spend a lot of time going into detail on the situation if you want more info on it.
Yep.
All right. Let's go here. The NBA European League moving forward. What is that? I missed in all of the craziness of the day. I missed this news. What's going on, Keith?
Yeah, Mark Tatum, the deputy commissioner, so Adam Silver's number 2, spoke a lot about the NBA Europe. I'm just going to call it NBA Europe because it doesn't have any kind of title yet. So just know if I say NBA Europe, that's what I mean here, because we'll call it that until they give it a name. But basically he talked about they are hoping to, by the end of October next year, so 2026, start the bidding process for the franchises. And what they want to do is have 10 to 12 permanent members. So those teams will always be there. And then it'll probably be initially 4 to 8 teams that come in and are kind of rotating members, where they will kind of teams will play their way in and out, almost kind of a promotion relegation type style, where it is, hey, these are our permanent members. And he mentioned by name some major clubs. For a lot of people know them probably for their soccer teams, but these are major basketball teams: Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Asvel, who is Tony Parker is heavily involved with. So these are some of the bigger clubs. There's also been mentioned England is not necessarily the biggest basketball hotbed, but it is growing over there. But Man City is reportedly going to have a team that'll be involved in this. And then he mentioned wanting teams out of Turkey and teams out of Italy as well to be involved. So they're going after major teams here. And he said basically they're going to do a salary cap, which is completely different for European sports, but it's because they believe that is the long-term sustainability of this. Is we can't just have one team come in that is billions and billions of dollars and they're buying up all the good players, and that's how they move it forward. So
Steve Ballmer is so mad right now. He's like, come on, are you kidding me?
Yeah, we'll go buy a soccer team then if you like that. Even though the Premier League is now talking about putting in even more spending restrictions as well, but that's a whole other show. And people more well-versed than that are covering that in depth. I watched some of that today earlier. But yeah, so this is happening. We'll see, and he did say FIBA has to sign off and NBA owners still need to sign off. One other cool thing, said they're kind of saying some of the teams involved are like, hey, we want a WNBA version of this as well. So there's probably going to be something that comes with that eventually. They are going to tie in with the NBA. He talked about doing a preseason tournament initially. Adam Silver has also talked about, and Mark Tatum did a little like maybe we do some kind of, they're involved in some version of the NBA Cup and those kind of things. So this is coming, and this is probably going to come, my guess, just looking and reading the tea leaves before we see any kind of NBA domestic expansion comes. This will be first, but NBA domestic expansion is not done. It's not tabled. It's not off the table or anything like it is. There's still things happening with that as well.
You know what this means? This means we need to reach out to the NBA and we say, hey, when this thing gets off the ground and running, we'll do a little NBA front office show on the road, and we'll do a NBA Europe front office show.
Yeah. Hey, our new partners, we'll do an alt cast like we did, but we'll do it in the building in France or somewhere, or Spain.
I love it. I was
don't know.
just talking with my wife. I said, "Hey, 15-year anniversary. We got to go hit Europe. We got to do that in a few years." And this will just make it all a tax write-off. It'll be perfect. It'll be perfect. Let's
Done.
do this.
Done and
Let's
done.
figure this out.
Let us know. Guys know how to find us.
Get at us. All right, here we go. Tyler Hero. Some good news. Tyler Hero is back, and then a hero comes along. Back on Monday. Tyler Hero back for the Miami Heat. I'm curious, though, to see, because the Heat are playing such a significantly different style of play. I wonder what the adjustment period is going to be like for Tyler Hero jumping into this now fast-paced Heat team.
Yeah, for what it's worth, Eric Spoelstra said he's extremely confident that Tyler Hero will be fine and will fit in with this. And I think some of these changes were made with Tyler Hero in mind, right? This is a guy that they believe heavily in. He had a great season last year, best season he's had in the NBA. So, yeah, it's going to be good to see him back. And again, Miami, another one of these teams just kind of hanging around. They've done okay. Bam Adebayo missed a bunch of time this season, but now we gotta they're moving. So yeah, it's good to have him coming back as well. It's considering we've had all these guys out, this guy out, that guy out. It's good when we get one of these. This guy's coming back, and I'll just know, because we didn't talk about it, Jalen Brunson back last night. His ankle sprain was didn't turn out to be super serious, and he played really well in a 2-point win for the Knicks over the Mavs.
Was it an offensive foul on Brandon Williams?
Yeah, I think so. That's a very tough call, but I do think he hooked him.
I think in that moment I give credit for the referee for having the guts to make that call.
Yeah,
because that's a tough moment to make that call in. And on the initial angle, the angle that 99% of people saw, you're like, what? There was nothing there. If you look at the other angle, you see him reach around and hook. And I don't think he needed to. That's the other piece. I don't think he needed to do that to get by. I think he had him beat. He had him beat.
It's just hard when you're the player, right? You get your whole focus is one, get the shot off, get it off in time, and I think that's where it all kind of landed.
All right, Keith, I know we have some stuff we won't get to here, and we should go more in depth into this maybe tomorrow while we're live for Front Office Friday. But we should note that Jonathan Kuminga feels like a scapegoat again with the Golden State Warriors, relegated back to the bench. The numbers have slipped. The on-off with him on the floor is not good right now. The Warriors, quick to say, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, quick to say that it's not Kuminga, it's not on him, that they would win the games they win, regardless of whether or not Kuminga was on the floor. But this is something to keep an eye on, because this was part of why there was that sentiment over the summer that Jonathan Kuminga would be better off somewhere that's not the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, and I just feel like, and right now, to be clear, he's not out of the rotation, out of the lineup because of anything play-wise. He is injured. But I do feel like this is just, I think this relationship has run its course, and I'll be still very surprised if Jonathan Kuminga is on the Warriors after the trade deadline. I think he will be moved.
Well, I mean, when he comes back, he's not starting.
He's not going to start, but he will play. I mean, he was, after he got moved to the bench, he did play. But yeah, I mean, and it's tough, and it can be hard for a player to get past this if they feel like this is where they're at. That it can be hard to kind of get things back to good, and and it's tough. And I give Jimmy Butler a lot of credit. Jimmy Butler said, "Hey, I had some stuff early in my career too, and I see a lot of myself in this kid. Like, this kid can really play." And so yeah, we'll see where it lands.
After a promising start to the season, his numbers have slipped. Kuminga's have. So I agree. I still think by the time the dust settles, February 5th, Jonathan Kuminga will be somewhere else. Where that is, well, we'll have to keep an eye on that to see. But thank you, everybody, for joining. I know a shorter version of the show today, but
we'll make it up to you tomorrow on Front Office Friday.
We'll have Front Office Friday. We'll be live tomorrow, taking your questions and comments. So be on the lookout for that. Till then, everybody, see ya and stay safe.